It's me, a fun again with another video about Sufism. Those who know me, I hope so you are all good. And those who don't know me, यार मैं एक बड़ा सादा सा आदमी हूँ. I talk about philosophy, I talk about literature. Um, Mostly I am creating content on Instagram. और मैं YouTube पे एक साल पहले शिफ्ट हुआ. I stopped making YouTube videos back 6 months ago, and now I started looking, and I'm trying to make sense out of literature, philosophy, Iqbal, Manto. Yeah, my last video was on Manto. I talked about Manto. मंटो के बारे में मैंने स्टेट को लेकर और फिर मंटो के अपने आइडियाज को लेकर उसका वेस्ट के साथ आई कैन से कि वेस्टर्न लिटरेचर के साथ कंपैरिजन किया इन माय माइंड व्हाइल टेलिंग नथिंग अबाउट वेस्टर्न लिटरेचर. वेस्टर्न लिटरेचर के बारे में मैंने उससे थोड़ा सा पहले बात की थी जॉन मिल्टन के इब्लीस के ऊपर. या दैट वीडियो नीड्स टू बी अपलोडेड. अभी तक मैंने अपलोड नहीं किया. आई एम थिंकिंग ऑफ अपलोडिंग इट. Yeah, I would upload it someday. You're gonna watch. Maybe before than this video, I'm gonna upload it. You never know. And you know everything because जब तक आप ये देख रहे हैं, you're gonna understand कि मैंने उससे पहले upload किए उसके बाद upload किए. If you're watching me from a long time. And some other things about me is कि मैं एक बड़ा सादा सा आदमी हूँ, बड़ा सूफी आदमी हूँ, खामोश रहता हूँ, बहुत कम बोलता हूँ. बस मैं ये क्यों बता रहा हूँ. But yeah, if you follow me, then you need to know something about me. I read and yeah, that's how I live. Trying to make sons out of the world. Sons out of the world. Not just son or sons, but sons out of the world. आप सबके ऊपर भी ये जिम्मेदारी है कि आप सूरज पैदा करें, अपने अंदर के सूरज को बाहर निकालें. सूफिज्म के ऊपर बात करेंगे. देखिए, उससे पहले हमारे लिए ये समझना जरूरी है कि देयर आर टू एक्सट्रीम्स ऑफ एवरीथिंग. either to be on the extreme of this point or to be on the extreme of this point. दीवार आ गई. Extreme of this point, you would be in a wrong place if you are on the extreme. If you are on the black or either you're on the white, you would be at a wrong place because there is some place in between them. That is the golden mean. You need to be at this junction, this place, from where it is not too left, from where it is not too right. In order to be right, you have to be at the right place. If you think that far left is your right place and far um, right is your right place, then you're at the wrong place. क्योंकि जब भी कोई चीज बहुत ज्यादा एक्सट्रीम पे चली जाती है तो यू नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि वो चीज फाशिज्म में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है. वो चीज एक खराबी में कन्वर्ट हो जाती है. वो चीज अपनी तमाम तर सच्चाई को खो देती है क्योंकि उसके बाद वो क्वेस्ट ऑफ ट्रुथ नहीं होता. वो उसके बाद क्वेस्ट ऑफ ऑलरेडी नॉन ट्रुथ को इंटेंसिफाई करना होता है, एम्पलीफाई करना होता है. इट बिकम्स अ प्रोपोगेंडा वंस इट गेट्स इवन कि किसी भी चीज़ को आइडियोलॉजी में कन्वर्ट करना एक बहुत बड़ी चीज़ हो जाती है. जब आप किसी भी चीज़ को आइडियोलॉजी में कन्वर्ट कर देते हो तो देर आर पीपल who would like to follow that ideology, who would want to follow that ideology, and if someone wanted to follow that ideology, then everything would get into that person's hand to make his or her accepted ideology um, a radical ideology, and they would try to intensify, they would try to uh, अपनी ideology को. So you need to understand that you have to be at some place in middle, or you have to be at some place which is the golden mean. You have to you don't have to be a beggar, but you don't have to be a constant giver and giver and giver and the person who gives all of his things away, and just not to be a beggar. So yeah, you need to be at some midpoint. एक और वहां से मिसाल आ गई. The morning revolution, the first morning after the revolution, the very first revolutionary becomes the very first fascist of the new state. So yeah, because revolution itself stands upon the very hard bricks of radicalism. Sometimes, most of the times. अब मैंने ये सारी बात क्यों की? अब मैंने सारी बात इसलिए की कि मैं आपको समझाऊं कि there is a concept named as wahdatul wujud in Sufism, and there are two extreme forms. One is standing upon the bricks, hard bricks of intellect, and the other is standing upon the soft, and the very soft cotton of intuition, of the holistic approach. and there are multiple, and this thing would be in a series. ये series में चलेगी. In this video we're going to talk about few analogies, and I'm going to give you a thoughts. I'm going to give you some thoughts and to understand the thing in its holistic form, with the holistic approach. क्योंकि as Ludwig Wittgenstein said that language is a tool, um, or just language is a tool to convey the ideas, but when you convey the idea, the very idea gets into the other's mind. ये even though उसने बाद में एक नया idea दे दिया, but that was the idea, his first idea. His idea was कि जब भी आप किसी को idea देते हो, दूसरे के आप एक imagery अपने ज़हन में सोचते हो, एक images बनाते हो, सोचते नहीं हो, बल्कि उन images को form करते हो और उन images को words देते हो और फिर उन words को transform करते हो into the other's mind, into the other's ears, जिसके ज़रिए वो दिमाग में जाती हैं, and they become images, and that's how people understand the idea, um, by converting them into pictures, by converting them into into the series of events, pictorial events in the other's mind and in your mind as well. So when you convert an idea into the words, you are converting some pictures into the words, and the other person is taking those ideas, taking those words and converting them into the pictures in his own mind. So there are two types of approaches towards uh, this thing which we call Wahdatul Wajud. One is the intellectual approach, and the other approach, one approach is standing upon reasoning, standing upon um, methods of reasoning, and the other approach, दूसरी approach है वो खड़ी हुई है on love, on the pure love, on the pure holistic approach, on the pure experiential approach, on the pure approach which is subliminal but is whole. So yeah, I'm gonna give you some. I would read the article. I'm making this video from the article by Dr. Jawad Noorbakhsh. This article I found in this book. The name of this book is The Heritage of Sufism by um, Sohail Academy, and that's a volume 2. And volume 2, the very first chapter of the volume 2 is two approaches to the principle of unity of being. In this video, we're obviously going to talk about few analogies. And you can, अब जो मैंने वो सारी Einstein वाली बात की थी, क्यों? क्योंकि आप पिक्चर्स, जब आप किसी को एनालॉजीज देते हैं ना, तो आप उसको पिक्चर्स सोचवाते हैं. You make them get the picture. And Sufis were doing it from a long time. Wittgenstein ने तो आकर अभी 18वीं 20वीं सदी में ये किया ना, मगर उससे पहले Sufis were doing it from a long time, giving analogies, telling people that you can um, understand this thing without the very you can say methodological um, understanding, or without that understanding of this language of philosophy. You can understand these concepts with mere images, with mere I would say imaginations. There is one relating to ocean, there is one relating to a dot, and there is another one. We will talk about thrice of them in this video. So yeah, the unity of being, there are some analogies. The reader is no doubt aware of Sufism is the principle, a school of the unity of being, Wahdatul Wujud. We know this thing, Wahdatul Wujud. Actually, Wahdatul Wujud name was not given by Ibn Arabi. Mostly इसको Ibn Arabi के साथ associate किया जाता है, but Ibn Arabi never used this word Wahdatul Wujud while talking about these concepts of Wahdatul Wujud. We tried to name it, but Ibn Arabi didn't name it as Wahdatul Wujud. ये बात के सूफिया और literary figures जो सूफीज़म में रहे, उन्होंने इसको for the better understanding of the analogy, or the better understanding of the connection of being with the eternal being, of the human being with the eternal being, because they are not two distinct beings. They are one and the only being. There is one and the only being. But Wahdatul Wujud के वजूद की वहादत, unity of being, how and why the being is one and the only one, no other being, only one being. So that's what Sufis did. That's what Sufis did for a long time before these ideas of language, these ideas of philosophy, standing on the mere bricks of language, सो उससे पहले सूफीज ये कर चुके थे. सो कमिंग बैक टू द रीडर इज नो डाउट. आई एम नॉट सेइंग विटगेनस्टाइन का कोई रोल नहीं उसने अदा किया, बट ही लाइक ही वाज द पर्सन के जिसकी वजह से फिलोसॉफिकल दुनिया में रेवोल्यूशन आई है. ही वॉज वन ऑफ दोज पीपल कि जिसकी वजह से एक दौर में एकेडमिक्स ने ये समझा कि शुक्र है खुदा का कि कुछ नया आ रहा है, कोई नया क्रिटिसिज्म तो आ रहा है फलसफे के ऊपर, क्योंकि उसने कहा कि वो सब आइडियाज की जिसकी इमेज डेवलप नहीं हो सकती इज ऑल फॉली. इट्स ऑल फॉली. His idea at one point of his life was that all else is folly if you cannot imagine a picture, because if you can't imagine a picture then the other person can never understand what the idea means, what these vague terms means, because there is nothing to imagine about the things. So how can one imagine and how can one understand the concept without um, converting the text into images and the stuff connected to it, uh, and other terms as well, which are very common in philosophy? Then that would be folly. That would be folly even to talk about. So there is a quote by Wittgenstein that if you don't have anything to say, then don't say that. This type of, क्योंकि आपके पास वो नहीं है ना जिसकी इमेज बनाई जा सकती है, तो better to stop talking, better to stop, to keep quiet. खैर विटगेनस्टाइन की बात आई, उसके यार 3 भाई थे. तीनों भाइयों ने खुदकुशी कर ली. विटगेनस्टाइन his all life dealt with this issues of having thoughts to his own self. And then he was from a very, 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 very rich family. But after the death of his parents, he gave all of his wealth to his relatives, which were already wealthy, but he gave all of that away. Engineer थे. And after that, he wrote the book, his first book, on the language and on how the philosophy is designed by language, and all philosophy is just miscomprehension of language. These type of things. अच्छा, coming back to the topic. यार मैं इधर उधर बहुत निकल रहा हूँ आज, न जाने क्या हो गया मुझे. The reader is no doubt aware that Sufism's principle is a school of the unity of being, Wahdatul Wujud, which we call. The basic tenet of this school can be summarized in the following way: there is one being, and whatever exists is the manifestation or the realization of that being. In other words, Hatif Isfahani said, there is only one and nothing but him. He is the only one, and there is no one but him. So yeah, basic tenet of Sufism is that there is one being, and whatever exists is either the manifestation of that being or the realization of that being. या तो वो उस बीइंग को मैनिफेस्ट करना है. जितनी भी चीजें इस कायनात में, जो कुछ भी है, जो नजर आने वाला, ना नजर आने वाला, महसूस होने वाला, ना महसूस होने वाला, इवन के हिस के परे भी जो कुछ है, वो सब या तो उस बीइंग की मैनिफेस्टेशन है, और अगर उस बीइंग की मैनिफेस्टेशन नहीं है तो वो उस बीइंग की रियलाइजेशन है, या फिर वो उस बीइंग की रियलाइजेशन में पैर दर पैर कदम उठाए जा रही है, जो बजू वो चल रही है. इज ट्राइंग टू realize the being, it is trying to manifest the being. Everything in this universe, everything which you see, you cannot see, you can महसूस or you cannot महसूस, you can sense or not sense, is a part of it. Now, from the Sufi point of view, God is absolute being. खुदा एक absolute being है. खुदा is only being, is the absolute being. And whatever exists is the determination or manifestation of him. Determination or the manifestation. Determination is the word. Okay, so a thing which had to happen because it was written in the large sum of happening. एक बहुत लंबी लाइन थी, उसका यहाँ पर पहुंचना इस डॉट की मैनिफेस्टेशन थी. उसका डिटरमिन था यहाँ तक पहुंचना. In order to manifest the being which is here, in order to manifest the dot here, this line had to be here. And this line manifested itself here, from here, and from here to here, in order to manifest the being, in order to realize the being. And this dot was here because it was determined to be here, because it had to be here because of the manifestation of this point. Yeah, इसकी analogy आएगी आगे ना. We would understand it in the better way. डरते नहीं यार आजकल मुझे. Here the Sufi maintains that all existence else through God's being is the manifestation of that being, without which there would be nothing. In Rumi's words, we are non-existence, deploying the illusion of existence. You are the absolute being. and our only existence. Rumi says कि वो तो हमने रूमी का प्रोज तो पढ़ लिया, मगर उससे पहले जो बात की गई है वो ये है कि इस कायनात में या फिर जो कुछ आपके इर्द गिर्द है इज द मैनिफेस्टेशन ऑफ द बीइंग. इफ देयर इज नो मैनिफेस्टेशन देयर वुड बी नो अस, देयर वुड बी नो एग्जिस्टेंस, बिकॉज all of the existence is the manifestation of that being. And if there is no manifestation, there would be no existence. Without that being, without the manifestation of that being, there would be no existence of us. There would be no existence at all. So yeah, you are the non-existence. We are the non-existence. हम non-existence हैं. हम um, वजूद ला हैं, लावजूद हैं हम. Displaying the illusion of, और हमारे जो existence ये एक illusion है. That is the illusion. You are the real being and we हमें जो हमारी existence का जो है वहम है, ये एक illusion है. We are the non-existence. We are the illusion of the existence. You are the absolute being and you are the only existence. आप absolute being. You are the absolute being. और हम हैं जो वह आपकी एग्जिस्टेंस की वजह से ही एग्जिस्टेंट है, या फिर हमारी एग्जिस्टेंस आप पर मुनहसिर है. ओके, हियर वन मे रिकॉल द वर्ड्स ऑफ कुरान, ऑल थिंग्स पेरिश बट हिज फेस. सब कुछ खत्म हो जाने वाला है और खुदा का चेहरा बच जाना है आखिर में. And we are understanding that there is nothing but Him in the abode of existence. The Sufis do not separate the realm of existence from that of God's existence. Thus, when the Quran verse God is the light of the heavens and earths has been interpreted by the exoteric Islamic clergy to mean that God is source of all illumination of the heavens and the earth, the Sufi on the other hand take this verse to mean that God is the very being, the reality of the heavens and the earths. Wallahu nur samawati wal ards. आपने आयत कुरान मजीद की सुन रखी होगी, फुरकान हमीद. एक्सोटेरिक अब उसको कहते हैं कि जो डायरेक्ट इंटरप्रिटेशन होती है, व्हाट दिस थिंग एग्जैक्टली मीन्स एंड व्हाट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ दिस वर्स एज इट ट्रांसलेट्स. जैसा ट्रांसलेट हो रहा है बिल्कुल वैसा मीनिंग क्या है. वल्लाहु नूर समावाती में वो कह रहे हैं कि जो इस्लामिक क्लर्जी, जो मेन इस्लामिक क्लर्जी है, वो इस चीज़ को इस तरह से बयान करी या फिर इस चीज़ का तर्जुमा इस तरह से करी है. देयर इज अ होल डिबेट दैट इवन एक्सोटेरिक interpretations are esoteric interpretations. That's another debate. So has been interpreted by exoteric Islamic clergy means to the source of all illumination of the. इसमें exoteric जो clergy है उसका कहना यह है कि इस पूरी कायनात ये ज़मीन व आसमान का जो नूर है, ये अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला का नूर है. अल्लाह सुब्हानहू व तआला के नूर से इल्यूमिनेट, जैसे रोशन है ये दुनिया और ये आसमान, ये समावात वल अर्ज़. But Sufis translate it in another order, in another way. They say that the reality of the heavens and the earth is attributed to the God. वो कहते हैं कि नहीं, ये नूर की बात नहीं हो रही, यहाँ पर reality of the earth and the reality of the heavens are God itself or the manifestation of God. We can understand कि वो किस तरह से वो इस चीज को इंटरप्रेट करे, समुद्र और झाग की एलेगरी से and then dot or line की एलेगरी से. They're trying to make you understand. They're trying to make pictures into your mind. Sufis are trying to make pictures in your minds. So yeah, and the insight that there is only one absolute being in the whole universe and that whatever exists does so through his existence has been called the philosophy of the unity of being. We, however, do not consider this a philosophy. वो कह रहे हैं कि जो वेस्टर्न थिंकर्स थे ना, जब उनके पास वहदतुल वजूद पहुंचा तो they converted into a thing like related to Plotinus, Islamic Neoplatonism. They converted into the Islamic Neoplatonism. While Neoplatonism is a philosophy, Sufi says that we are not holding anything like philosophy. हम फलसफा लेकर नहीं आ रहे तुम्हारे पास. We are covering some other aspect of life. We are covering not the intellectual aspect of life, but the existential and the perceptual level of existence, or the level of understanding of the unity of the God. We are trying to make that thing luminous. We are trying to illuminate that aspect of life. We are not knocking your mind. We are trying to open your gates. वो ताले जो दिल पर आपने लगा रखे हैं उनको खोलने की कोशिश कर रहे हैं. हम आपके जहन के तारों को हिलाने की कोशिश नहीं कर रहे हैं. So he's saying कि द एब्सोल्यूट बीइंग और खुदा ही हकीकत है इस कायनात की को फिलॉसफी ऑफ द यूनिटी ऑफ बीइंग में ट्रांसलेट किया जाता है, while that is not true, that is not what unity of being stands for, that is not what unity of being stood for in history. Unity of being, so as the perception of the heart, the awareness is something invented by the mind. You're trying to aware yourself on the unity of being. Now, while awareness is related to mind, is related to thinking, is related to methodological thinking, while we do not consider this a philosophy and something invented by mind and hence subject to change, because नाउ द थिंग इज दैट एक थॉट चलती है। अब वो जो अगेन हमने विटगेनस्टाइन की बात की थी शुरू में, एक फलसफा कई हजार साल चला तो उसमें एक स्टॉप आया विटगेनस्टाइन नाम का, और उस स्टॉप ने आके उस फलसफे के रुख को बदल दिया, है ना। एक थॉट है, वो थॉट चेंज हुई, थॉट चेंज हुई तो फलसफे का रुख बदल गया, सोच का रुख बदल गया, इंटेलेक्ट का रुख बदल गया। ये इस तरह जा रही थी एकदम, अ पर्सन केम, wrote a book, a discourse, and this thing converted into this way, and now they are going on this way. First they were going there, and then they there, और फिर एक और आया, और फिर you can convert them here, and then that's how they're working. But if God is eternal, and if God is um, the Nur Samawati wal ards, then there should be no change in it. No? There should be no change in the understanding of this. There should be no change in the perception of that one existence which is existent all the time, which had been existent all the time, which would exist all the time. There should be no change in it. No? But what mind gets onto the change. Mind change karta hai. While the reality of the being, the unity of the being is unchangeable. So we would not appeal to the reason, we would not appeal to the thought, we would appeal to the heart, because heart is what is unchangeable. So the awareness of the unity of being, so it is a perception of the heart, so that is everlasting and unchanging. As I've told you, that heart is everlasting, heart is unchanging, it is intuition, it is the holistic approach towards everything. Philosophy pertains to the mind and discourse, whereas perception of unity of being pertains to love, revelation, and vision. Therefore, in our view, it is better to refer it as the principle rather than the philosophy. Now, there is a difference between principle and philosophy. Principle is असूल ज़िंदगी, philosophy is तहकीक ज़िंदगी, सवालात ज़िंदगी। फलसफा सवाल से रिलेटेड है, फलसफा सवाल करता है, बट जो परसेप्शन होती है वो जवाब देती है। तो सूफी refers to the perception, Sufi refers to the love, Sufi refers to the eternity. In our view, to better express the principle, then the philosophy हम इसको as a principle apply करते हैं, क्योंकि principle is unchangeable ना। philosophy principle is related to heart, principle is an asul, principle is unchangeable, while philosophy is changeable. Philosophy is related to mind, philosophy is subject to change, philosophy is subject to progress, while vision is not subject to progress. Vision would remain the same if it is based on a principle, and principle itself is based on eternity, so the principle would not change, but the mind would change, the thought would change. That's what they're talking about. If we link absolute being to an ocean, and then the waves of the ocean can be thoughts of the individual being, and the true reality of which is water. वो कहते हैं कि अगर हम अब एलगरीज आ गई है कि अगर हम बात करते हैं, अगर हम कहते हैं कि जो बीइंग है, द इटर्नल बीइंग है, जो एब्सोल्यूट बीइंग है, वो एक समुंदर की तरह है, तो उसके ऊपर जो लहरें हैं ना, वो इंसान की थॉट्स की तरह हैं। The way of this one can be thought of the individual इंसान की थॉट, इंसान के वजूद का, I am because I can think, तो इंसान का वजूद है ना जो, वो उसके ऊपर उन लेयर्स की तरह है, but the layers need to understand that वो इस समुंदर ही का हिस्सा है, समुंदर के बगैर लहरें नहीं हो सकती हैं, समुंदर है तो लहरें हैं, लहरें हैं तो समुंदर नहीं है। समुंदर तो एक बड़े साकिन माहौल में भी जिंदा रहता है, मगर लहरों को होने के लिए एक खास माहौल चाहिए, मगर वो माहौल भी पानी ही प्रोवाइड करेगा, वो माहौल भी पानी के इर्द गिर्द की चीजें ही प्रोवाइड करेंगी, और पानी को अपने इर्द गिर्द की चीजें पानी खुद प्रोवाइड करेगा। तो पानी ही आखिर में सच्चाई है। The सच्चाई is the ocean in itself, but the layers upon the water is the manifestation of the water, the manifestation of the sea. Sea is the reality. The waves are the part of sea, but waves are distinct from sea at this point because waves पानी के ऊपर तैर रही हैं. Sufi says to annihilate one own self into the God's self, you have to understand that you are the part of sea and you have to merge into the sea and you have to get to the sea. You have to find that tazkiya in yourself. You have to rigorously clean yourself in order to become that very um, peaceful part of the sea, that very layer of the sea, that very peaceful layer of the sea कि जिसके ऊपर लहरें रहती भी हैं और वो उछलती भी नहीं है, वो दूर नहीं जाती है समुद्र से, क्योंकि समुद्र के जितना ऊपर लहर जाती है वो उतना जोर से समुद्र के ऊपर गिरती है और वो उतनी जोर से पटकी जाती है. One have to purify his own self in order to be that beautiful part of the sea, which is very peaceful, which is very um, unresonating, very unvibrating. So that's how they refer to it. So hence the great Sufi has realized that there is in reality nothing but the water, as I've told you. Hence the great Sufi has annihilated their waves selves into the water of absolute being. वही जो मैंने भी आपको बताया कि लहरों को खुद का जो वजूद है वो समुद्र के वजूद में जमा लेना है, मगर उसके लिए रियलाइजेशन चाहिए. Waves have to realize that they are the sea or they are the part of the sea. They just have to realize and they just have to manifest by purifying their own self to merge into the sea, to become eternal with the eternity. There is nothing under this garment but God, expressions and leaves, expressions that leave other people astounded and dumbfounded. In the words of Shah Niamatullah, wave, sea, and bubble, all three are one. True, there appear to be many and few. In truth, there is nothing but one. ये समुद्र, ये झाग और ये लहरें, ये मुख्तलिफ मालूम होती हैं, मगर ये हैं तो एक ही है ना. वही एक समुद्र ही है, उसी के ऊपर से उठ रहा है, उसी में जा रहा है. कभी बहुत ऊंचे हाई टाइड है, कभी लो टाइड है, बट वो है. अच्छा, अब यहाँ हाई टाइड और लो टाइड से ना वो आप समझेंगे कि कुछ लोग जिक्र आता है ना कि एक दफा एक सहाबी रसूल थे, तो वो गली में शोर मचाते फिर रहे थे कि मैं मुनाफिक हो गया, मैं मुनाफिक हो गया. इसने पूछा कि क्यों, क्या हुआ. वो रसूलुल्लाह के पास गए तो उनको बताया कि मैं मुनाफिक हो गया. तो रसूलुल्लाह ने बताया उनको कि देखो, ये दिलों के हाल जो है ना वो ऊपर नीचे होते रहते हैं. ये ईमान बहुत ज्यादा बढ़ता भी है, ईमान घट भी जाता है, मगर इसका ये मतलब नहीं है कि ईमान खत्म हो गया. कोई हाई टाइड और लो टाइड आती रहती है इंसान के दिल में. बट अपने आप को अनटाइडेड कर लेना इज टू बी अ सूफी. अपनी टाइड्स को ही खत्म कर लेना, एनिहिलेट कर लेना अपने सेल्फ को in order to merge into the eternity. That is what Sufism stands for. Okay, so according to another analogy, absolute being can be compared to light and individual beings to shadow. As long as the shadow remains a shadow, it can know nothing of the light. Again, you can see that that's me and that's what my shadow is. Without the light, there would be no shadow. But there is a shadow. There is a shadow. और वो मोहताज है रोशनी का. शेडो मौजूद है मगर वो मोहताज रोशनी का है. रोशनी होगी तो वो पड़ेगा, तो उसको पढ़ने के लिए रोशनी की जरूरत है और रहेगी. Without the light there is no shadow now, but at the same time we know that there remains the shadow, मगर उसको जरूरत है रोशनी की. At at the moment shadow, there is no shadow. But अगर consistently सोचा जाए, consistent डोर पे रखकर सोचा जाए, तो देयर इज ऑलवेज अ शैडो, बट द शैडो नीड्स द लाइट टू एग्जिस्ट. शैडो है बट इट नीड्स द लाइट टू एग्जिस्ट. वी हैव दैट इमेजरी ऑफ शैडो, बट द एग्जिस्टेंस ऑफ शैडो is based upon the light. If there is light existed, only then there would be shadow existing. Okay. As long as the shadow remains a shadow, it can know nothing of the light. But as long as the shadow remains the shadow, it can know nothing of the light. जब तक ये साया साया है, ये रोशनी के बारे में नहीं जान सकता. ये है उसकी वजह से. मगर जब तक ये यही रहेगा, जब तक ये खुद में गुम रहेगा, तब तक ये उसको नहीं समझ सकता, तब तक ये रोशनी को नहीं समझ सकता. एंड यू वुड हैव सीन अनदर थिंग कि अब यहाँ से फिर से वो बात आ गई कि खुदा जब इंसान से दूर होता जाता है ना, तो इंसान मुतकब्बिर होता जाता है, इंसान के अंदर तकब्बुर आता जाता है. बिल्कुल उसी तरीके से कि रोशनी जैसे जैसे दूर जाती जाती है, साया लंबा होता जाता है. साया लंबा होता जाता है, रोशनी दूर होती जाती है, और रोशनी जितना करीब आती है इंसान को, उसके उतना बराबर का साया दिए चली जाती है। इंसान को उसकी उसका उसका चेहरा और उसके चेहरे का एक इमेजरी उसके सामने रख देती है, उसके ऊपर एक यूनिवर्सल को खोल देती है। मेरा साया भी वही है, मार्क जुकरबर्ग का साया भी वही है, जॉन मिल्टन का साया भी वही है। साया एक ही है ना, तो वो जो यूनिवर्सल साया है, तो खुदा इंसान को जितने करीब खुद के करता है। दीज आर द थिंग्स आई एम एडिंग अप इन द कन्वर्सेशन, एंड वी कैन टॉक अबाउट ईच वन ऑफ देम एट डिफरेंट पॉइंट्स। तो जितना करीब इंसान अपने साये से होता जाता है, वो इतना यूनिवर्सैलिटी के करीब, वो उतना सिमिलैरिटीज के करीब होता जाता है, वो इतना करीब होता जाता है इस सोच के कि हम बराबर हैं। क्योंकि खुदा जितना इंसान के करीब है, the light, the more it comes near to you, the more you see the universals. We can compare it to the universals of Plato, the allegory of cave as well in some other videos. But as long as the shadow remains a shadow, it can know nothing of the light. If the light moves away from the shadow will always follow it. As I told you, as if one attempts to pursue the truth under one's own power, that is, as a shadow, one will never attain it. Hmm. देखिए रोशनी जैसे जैसे आगे आती जाती है, रोशनी जैसे जैसे पीछे जाती जाती है, साया वैसे वैसे आगे जाता जाता है। तो here what they are trying to make you understand is कि जब जब आप दूर होते जाएंगे रोशनी, वैसे वैसे आप अपनी रियलाइजेशन से दूर होते जाएंगे। साया जब तक ये नहीं रियलाइज करेगा कि वो रोशनी ही का हिस्सा है, वो तब तक साया रहेगा। उसको अपने आप को रियलाइज करने के लिए, या फिर अपना रोशनी के साथ कनेक्शन रियलाइज करने के लिए, वुड हैव टू गेट नियर टू द रोशनी। To see the universal, you have to get near to the light, to the illumination. Thus, if one attempts to pursue the truth under one's own power, that is, as a shadow, one will never attain it. और shadow अगर truth को अपने अपनी 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 अंडरस्टैंडिंग के ऊपर जानने की कोशिश करेगा, here that's the place where Sufism diverges itself from the philosophy at this very point. जब तक आप अपनी quest में ढूंढने की कोशिश करते रहोगे, you would not find it. You have to mm, realize the light in order to understand your shadowhood, in order to understand your lighthood at the end. You have to realize, you have to realize the weakness of human nature. Such an action, in fact, indicates that the truth is actually moving away from one. Only when the light moves towards the shadow, thereby revealing of its shadowness, will the shadow become the light. Hmm. तो वो कह रहे हैं कि शेडो जैसे जैसे करीब आएगा ना रोशनी के, वैसे वैसे शेडो अपनी शेडोहुड को अंडरस्टैंड करेगा, और जैसे जैसे वो अपनी शेडोहुड को अंडरस्टैंड करेगा, वैसे वैसे वो मैनिफेस्ट करेगा लाइट को। दैट्स हाउ वुड बिकम लाइट, दैट्स हाउ शेडो वुड बिकम लाइट। only after realizing, and after realizing, only after uh, meditating, only after purifying, only after um, manifesting. As Ibn Maghribi said, no one can journey towards God on his own feet to arrive at God's district. One must go with God's feet. To understand the shadowness of one's own being, one have to uh, understand the shadowness. One have to understand the lighthood. In order to understand the shadowness of one's own self, one have to understand the lighthood. One have to get near to the lighthood to illuminate his inner darks, to illuminate the universals. So, yeah, that is that these were just 2 pages. I hope so. We will talk about it in some other video in a concise way, and to talk about two different approaches on Wahdatul Wujud, the intellectual approach. अभी तो इसमें बहुत बहुत कुछ था, लाइक जो मैंने डिस्कस नहीं किया ड्यू टू द शॉर्टेज ऑफ टाइम. One is the way with the method, the way with the reasoning, the way with the parts, and the other is the way with the intuition, way with the whole, way with the illumination. These are the 2 different things. We're going to discuss these 2 different things in maybe 2 videos after this video on the same subject, or 1 video after this video on the same subject. That's what we have talked about today, and I hope so you have enjoyed this video, and you would like, share, and subscribe as well. Yeah, I love to talk about these things. Be good with your own self. Be honest with your own self. Take care. Meet you in the next video.